Yeah. We'd like to welcome y'all to the Stay Talking Ish podcast show. This is your host, Mr. Barksdale.
This is Gus with the technical expertise.
Yeah, on the ones and twos. So, Gus, not too long ago, I had like a little back and forth on Facebook. I guess there was a hashtag movement going on Twitter that carried over in the Facebook. The hashtag was hashtag masculinity so fragile. And one of them caught my attention. It said, masculinity so fragile that it's more important to teach women to reject men politely than it is to teach men to accept rejection peacefully. So then, after going through verbal wars with a couple guys with my opinion on that situation, it left me with the idea of, is masculinity really fragile these days, Gus? Or is masculinity under attack? Sometimes art imitate life, sometimes life imitate art. Do you feel it's true that masculinity has become fragile these days?
I don't think it's fragile. I do believe it's under attack. Mm-hmm. I do believe that at some point, as a man, it's a little confusing. And the reason why I say that is because, from what I saw back in the day, as a man, you were allowed to act masculine pretty much all the time. Mm-hmm. And it was okay. Like, I have no problem with doing roles or jobs that were thought of as feminine. I have no problem with that. Mm-hmm. But back in the day, men didn't do certain jobs. Mm-hmm. They weren't expected to act a certain way. And I think nowadays men have a balance in that. So at certain times you need to be masculine. At other times they're expected to be a little bit softer. Mm-hmm. And at other times you're supposed to be sensitive to males that act feminine. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be accepting of that type of things. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to watch what you say. You got to watch
what you do,
how you react, because some things that are just masculine are deemed aggressive now. Mm-hmm. It's just confusing, to be honest with you. And it's, like I said, it's a balance in that. At one point in time, it didn't seem like it was expected for you to switch up how you act so often.
Mm-hmm. This is my thought, Gus. When I first read that hashtag, the first thing I thought about was like back in the day. We're like you're standing on the corner, we laughed and joked about this before we came in and started to record. And the fly girl walks past the block, and there's about 5 of us on the corner, and somebody tries to holler at her, "Yo, what's up, baby girl? What's up, sweetheart? Yo, shorty, yo." And then she turned around like, "No, thank you." And then you got the one homie that like, "Fuck you then, bitch. You ugly anyway, bitch." Or, "Get your dusty kicks out of here, bitch." You know what I'm saying?
Don't nobody want you anyway.
Yeah, don't nobody want you anyway, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, I think back to that when I think about that. And so, for me, it's like, was that reaction towards that young lady more because the men ego was hurt or their masculinity was tested, or was it more that they weren't taught to accept rejection, so that's their response?
I don't know. I think about, because I've seen guys do it, and for me it was always a nut move. It was like, really, was that necessary? It could possibly be their ego. I don't think it was because they weren't taught to accept rejection. Because, I guess it happens, but I don't remember being taught how to deal with rejection. It's just one of those things. You just, you're taught to be respectful and polite at all times. So that just came with it. Even if you lost, or you were rejected, you still, that's how you act. You still act with politeness and respect to whoever it is. So if it was a female, it's like, okay, she looked good. She ain't want to deal with me. I'm a little bit salty, but it is what it is. And I just remember, I don't remember if there was a group of guys and this one guy that did it, that we gave big ups to the guy who cursed out the female for no reason.
I'm not gonna lie, I laughed every time it happened. Every time.
I said I didn't give him big ups. Sometimes it was funny. But he ain't get extra points for doing it, you know.
I mean, I don't know if I gave out points, but I definitely gave out laughter and high fives. Like, yo, you fucking crazy.
Yeah, you was kind of condoning it with the high five.
Okay.
You can laugh, but yeah, once you get the high five, you kind of condoning that behavior.
But this is my thing, and I don't even want to get too caught up on when she says it's more important to teach women to reject men politely than it is for men to learn to accept rejection peacefully. And I'm gonna be quite honest. A rejection from a female to a male, it shouldn't be disrespectful though. You understand what I'm saying, bro? Like, you be a guy go up to her, yo, sweetheart, you know, I'm trying to get to know you, da 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 da. And she turn around and be like, yo, man, get the fuck out of here. That's gonna trigger a response from that male. So why would a man have to accept that type of rejection peacefully, but then the woman not have to have some type of coof and politeness or respect when rejecting the man?
See, on one end, I think as a man, you're still supposed to hold yourself to a particular standard. So if she says, you know, fuck out of here, you ugly, get the hell out of my face, something like that. One point I see like, hey, as a man, I think I should still be respectful, or at least not say anything, or not show myself as a gentleman. But then on the other hand, if I got like 4 or 5 homies around and you just going to, you know, be like, you ugly ass dude, get out of my face. I don't know if I could just, you know, I mean, I got to say something to save face. You know what I mean?
And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to keep all the way real. Like, I've never been like disrespected, rejected. You know what I mean? It's always been the, you know, no thank you, or I got a man, or whatever the case may be.
You got no boyfriend.
You know what I mean? So I'll be cool. I'm cool on that. You know what I mean? But if a woman came at me aggressively on the rejection, I'm not saying I'm going to apply hands and feet on her, but I am saying her action is going to warrant the same energy and reaction. So if she's polite, like, hey, I'm sorry, no thank you. All right, sweetheart, enjoy your day.
Yeah, I mean, if both sides give respect,
yeah,
then we all good.
Yeah, so and that conversation right there. So then I also went on to think that's the masculinity so fragile, and then you putting instances in there where you want to say that it's more important. It's become more important to monitor the female's action instead of the man's reaction. I'm looking at it like this. If masculinity is fragile, it's because we getting to the point where dads is not in the home. You understand what I'm saying? And dads are not teaching our sons how to take a loss, how to take rejection, how to be a good sportsman. And if you don't have that presence in the home, is that the decline of masculinity in our homes, in our family structure?
I think, you know, if you happen to have a male figure in the home or very close to you, a lot of times as a young man, you approach situations as if that particular person is looking at you. You don't curse out the female for rejecting you, because that male figure in your life is going to be like, why'd you do that? And punch you in the mouth for disrespecting a female. Yeah, I think males just don't know how to act anymore. If you're raised by females, I mean, a female can't teach a male how to act like a man. It's just not possible.
And very impossible.
I mean, I've had, you know, single mother household. You know, she taught me how to tie a tie, but she can't teach me how to be a man. I mean, I've known dudes that say their mom taught them how to fight. But at the same time, you still can't teach me how to act as a man. It's certain things that you can only get from another man.
That's right. That's right. You gotta understand, like, women at times are so emotional and high and so passionate. I won't even call it emotional. I call it passionate. A woman can't take a loss in a fight because her passion is so invested into that physical altercation that she has to do something outside of fist and cuffs to hurt that person. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? The first time I ever seen somebody get stabbed, a chick stabbed a chick.
I don't know. I think the worst is women could do mental warfare. That shit is...
And so, as a man, when you raising your boy, the things we want to instill in our boys is it don't make you a sucker to lose a fight.
Well, I think it's because the first fight you lose is to your dad. So you realize, look, I just got punched in the face, but at the same time, I can't. It's over. You know, there's nothing I can do. I still got to eat at this man's table. He's going to sleep peacefully in his bed, and I'm not going to do anything. So I think that's the problem. You know what I mean? A lot of guys can't accept that they lost.
Yeah. But that's a woman's trait, in my opinion. And I have no disrespect to all the women listening, but when a man breaks up with a woman, that grinds her gears. It turns her to a whole nother person. And she can't deal with the fact that you walked away from her. She can't deal with the loss. And so, I'm not even going to lie. Like, when I was young, my mom used to say stuff like, if you get into a fight with him and you can't beat him, pick up something and bust him in the head. You know what I'm saying? And if you pick up something and you bust him in the head and it don't work, then see him the next time and sneak him and bust him in the head with something else. You understand what I'm saying?
No, you ain't never supposed to sneak nobody.
Listen to this, man. Listen to this teaching from the hands-on ologist. My mom used to say things like, "Oh, you and your cousin Tamir walk to the store. If any one of y'all get in a fight, y'all both better fight. So if Tamir getting in a fight, you better jump in it." Yo, me and Tamir have jumped people that was smaller than Tamir because mom said if Tamir get in a fight, I gotta fight. You understand what I'm saying?
I see. I don't know about initially jumping in it, but I can see if he start losing. I know you always supposed to give out a fair fight.
I mean, that's the thing. For real, I started learning about like fair fights and stuff like that the more I broke away from my mother's tutelage. And the more I hung with like the dope boys and the guys in my neighborhood that was, in the streets, like, I can honestly say like I'm one of those kids where like the streets kind of raised me, the streets kind of influenced me. You know what I'm saying? So you learning from the older guy, and the older guys telling you like, nah, you want to give them the fair one. You don't never want to jump nobody because you never want to get caught out there and they jump you. And maybe they won't be as lenient with you when you get jumped as you were when you jumped him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the same time, in the back of your mind, you knew there was only so far. Like, if it was only one of you and it was a group of them or it was a couple of them, even if you get a fair fight, you can only beat them up so bad. It's going to become a point in time where if you getting over on them a little too much,
somebody will steal you.
So you got to be, you got to be respectful with the beat down. You know what I mean?
see, even as a man who learns when to stand down and when to be humble, if it's three of them and it's one of me, and he says, we ain't going to jump in it, y'all go ahead and get the fair one. Nah, I'm good. He got it.
Or if you fight him, you can only beat him up to the point he stops. You can't start embarrassing him because his friend's going to.
We're not even going to do that fair one because I already know how that's going to go. that's a lose-lose situation. Because if I beat them up, they're gonna roll me. If I can't beat them, they probably still gonna roll me.
Just a foot.
You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you might as well be like, I'm good. Then see him somewhere by himself and you by yourself, and then you like, yo, you still want that fair one? And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be like, nah, you got it. So, but I don't even really want to just turn this all into violence. Like, I want to just look at it all together. Like, you notice how before we used to play basketball back in the day, play sports, you'd be like, man, you out here playing like a bitch. You know what I mean? You soft. You soft. You know what I mean? And now, because they're allowing females to be referees in basketball and in football, you can't say that no more.
I don't even know if it's because, females refereeing. I think it's just everything's anti-bully now. Everything has to be politically correct. You can't hurt anybody's feelings anymore. And I hate to say that a lot of those actions are masculine actions, but there was certain behaviors that came with, that testosterone. You were allowed to be a little ignorant, a little bit insulting, but it was between masculine men. Now that we have, other females being in activities with men or feminine acting males that get their feelings hurt in activities with men, a lot of times we can't express that masculinity, and we have to suppress that. And I think it's a shame that the amount of political correctness that we expect from people nowadays is just.
I'm gonna say the political correctness that we expect from males, because women don't have to be politically correct. Like, women can be ratchet and it's accepted, but if a man comes off overly aggressive, he a thug, he's misogynist, he's down with domestic violence, he's a criminal.
And I'm not just saying political correctness on the stuff that I'm passionate about. Like, I'll be honest with you, and people have looked at me crazy. I will protect the right of the racist. I don't want you to act that way around me. But if you feel comfortable around your friends, calling me the N-word, drinking your beer, punching each other in the nuts, you know how they do it. Go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Express yourself. You know what I mean? It don't hurt me.
I'm gonna be honest. That's how I feel too. I really feel that way. Like on the real, if you are racist in the comfort of your own home, I don't give a fuck. You want to be in your home? Fuck niggers, fuck Jews, fuck honkies, fuck Chinese people, fuck whoever. That's all good, bro. Cool story, bro.
And for me, even if it don't even gotta be in the comfort of your own home. If you happen to be somewhere and you don't think, like me, a black guy's around, you go right ahead. If everybody else is comfortable with it, you go right ahead. Now, I feel like we live in the U.S. and we all, live together. We all should respect each other. If I come in the room, I would expect you to stop it. You know what I mean? Just out of respect for another man.
Yeah. And if you don't, when I kick your ass, I don't want you to go out and start talking about hashtag masculinity so fragile that I can't say the word nigga without getting punched in my mouth.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like the way females can punch a dude in the face as many times as they want. But as a man, you're not allowed to retaliate.
And my whole thing is this, right? I don't never really remember ever seeing in a religious book where it'd be like, woman, thou hitteth maneth, but maneth cannot retaliateth violently.
No, I think it was more of like men were stoning women and
like back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I want to go back to those days, but I mean, God, yo,
still got places where they do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, a woman put her hands on her husband, she might get stoned. You know what I'm saying? All this man did was just give you a boop bop, and the police came and took him away. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Look, back in the day, a man could cheat on a woman. The woman get mad and she gets stoned.
Yeah. I know you're sleeping with Mary. So what? Stoner.
It's not funny. I think we gotta find a women's group to apologize to.
Just apologize to all women. Listen, I know you're back. You're probably home and you're appalled. These guys are misogynistic pigs. No, we're men and our masculinity is intact. Though it has been attacked, and it has been, as for my whole gender, masculinity has been attacked. Like even down to the clothing. Like when I was young, it was not cool to wear super tight clothes.
Yeah, I seen this dude. I swear to God, I'm sorry. I saw it in the barbershop. This dude had skin tight dicky pants. I didn't even know they made those. I just want to know who decided to make skin tight dickies. They're work pants. I don't get it.
I mean, I want to know who made them gay ass sweatpants that get skinny at the ankle. Cool, you know what I mean?
I wonder what the next couple generations going to look like. Because at some point, all these women are not going to be happy in what these men turn into.
I'm gonna be honest.
They ain't gonna be able to protect the house.
I'm gonna tell you something crazy though. That's why if you've noticed in the world, like at least in the urban settings, it's been a bigger influx of 22, 23, 24, 25-year-old women dealing with men that are 30 plus and older. Like they don't want to deal with the men in their age bracket. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, for lack of better words, I'm going to use quotations, these niggas is weirdos. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be like, nah, these niggas weird as hell. Why are they weird?
Because they don't know how to act.
Why don't they know how to act?
Because they've been raised by women, and everything that they deem masculine is not politically correct.
And that's my only point. That's my only point. And I'm not attacking single moms. I was raised by a single mom. I'm very appreciative of everything that my mother taught me that I could use.
It's like the whole attack on the boys will be boys thing. Sometimes you gotta let boys be boys.
Yeah.
Let them go outside and punch each other in the face. I mean, it's okay. I mean, we let women be women.
Nobody tells you guys to stop wearing your pads. Nobody
or gossiping or bitching or talking.
Nobody
complaining or nagging.
Everything just gotta be matched and coordinated. Like nobody tells you not to show your femininity.
But men is like, stop being loud.
Stop being masculine. Stop watching football all day on Sunday when it's football day. Stop watching.
Go shop
football.
for curtains.
Yeah. Stop watching football Monday night when it's Monday night football. Stop watching football on Thursday night when it's Thursday night football. Come watch Bad Girls Club with me. No, what the fuck? No. And then you feel bad when you gotta say no.
I don't. My wife tried to get me to watch RuPaul Drag Race.
Listen, I've been like, babe, you better get the fuck out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I said, look, I got limits. I tried. I can't watch.
You was watching Drag Queen, bro?
I said I didn't watch it.
Oh God.
Nah, the farthest I got was the Runway, that Runway reality show. Project Runway. And I stopped that after like the third year of marriage. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to prove myself anymore.
So, I mean, that's pretty much just where I'm at. Like, they demasculate us. They send us to jail. It's only men in jail. Men go into jail and they get long periods of time in jail, and then they start doing things. They start living like savages. And we ain't gonna get into graphics of this savagery.
I mean, I just want to know what's going to happen for real. Like, you keep telling these guys they can't act like guys, and then
They're gonna start acting like women.
And then you complain because they ain't got no job and they lay on the couch all day.
Well, this the thing. Tell the men they can't act like men. They start acting like women. They start acting like women. Now women have to look for men outside of their race because their race of men have been demasculated. Could it be?
Or if they don't look outside their race, the population lowers.
Because now they're looking into women. So then the question is, could the plan of demasculating the man be some broad, big Cobra Commander scheme for population control and the slowing down of a race?
I mean, they had plans on how to control the slaves. Why not? I mean, it's not like there's not a precedent set for this type of stuff.
I know y'all heard a lot of jokes and a lot of bullshit that we've been talking about during this episode, but that really gives you something critically to think about. Like, why has it been such an influence, such an influx on getting men to be acceptive? That's not even
or is it receptive?
Being
accepting.
Yeah, being accepting of transgender men and homosexual men and non-athletic men or non-aggressive men. Like, I'm not saying that a man needs to be like, no, if you homosexual, get the fuck away from me. But what I am saying is, why is it a problem if a homosexual comes around and that man removes himself?
Well, I think my thing is more of, why can't a man speak out in opposition of that gay man or that gay lifestyle? Because, gay people, gay men can speak out in favor of it. We live in a country where everybody should be able to, has the freedom of speech. So I'm not saying you should go around punch gay people in the face. You shouldn't harass them in public. But if you feel a certain way, you should be able to say it and express that to like-minded individuals. And I'm not talking about, I hate that person. But you said, hey, I don't like their lifestyle. And you should not be, I don't think you should lose your social standing or anything like that just because you have expressed your feelings on not liking a certain group of people. As far as myself, there's plenty of people that don't like young black men. It is what it is. I feel you should have the freedom to express that. You should have the freedom to express it, publicly, to like-minded individuals, but also be respectful. Be like, look, I don't like you. Okay, I don't like you. But, if I'm walking down the street, hey, I don't like you. Okay. As long as you let me freely walk down the street. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm gonna be honest, if I'm just walking down the street minding my business and the guy just walk, yo, I don't like you. Who the fuck are you to like or dislike me anyway? Like, I don't know you. Like, keep it moving. Like was it?
There's black people that I don't pay attention to on the street. Was it like the Israelites? I ignore that when I walk down the street. I don't really take it personally. I just I keep it moving. I don't know. I think everybody's too soft, man. Just in general, everybody's soft.
Like,
man.
It's getting to the point, like I think we talked about it before, where you play sports right now. Even if you lose every game, you get a participation trophy.
You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Little Jimmy needs his freaking feelings hurt. You suck. You need to understand that you suck.
You are ass.
You need to go home and read. You are not going to the league.
But that's the problem.
You can go home, study, and you can be an agent, or you could be an owner and have more money than that.
Think about it. People say hip hop, the rap game is terrible these days. I'm gonna tell you why the rap game is terrible these days. Because nobody tell these rappers that they ass. There used to be a time where you had to be a top-notch lyricist for dudes in your area to be like, oh, he can rap.
But you can't say they ass because that's hating. There's no there's no criticism. It's just anything negative is hate. So if everything negative is hate, the only thing you can do without hating
is dick eat. Because everything positive is dick riding or dick eating. So if you co-sign your man, you dick eating. And if you give him any type of constructive criticism, like your voice was too loud on that, or you just hating. No. And so I think that thought process right there kind of explains people not, if we talk about young men and men growing up, coming into adulthood, that can't accept rejection. If you can't accept rejection, it's a good chance you can't accept constructive criticism. If you know what I'm saying? There's a good chance you can't accept not being liked. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people do so much on social media for likes because they want to be liked. A person that's comfortable in their skin don't give a fuck about likes and who like them because they like themselves. You understand what I'm saying to you, bro?
I definitely understand. I can tell you one of the best instances or moments of my life was the day I actually stopped giving a fuck what everybody thought about me. Mm-hmm. And you know, in all honesty, that I thought the moment happened a long time before it actually happened. Mm-hmm. Like at one time I was like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. But at the time I actually did. I wanted people to be like, yo, I didn't want people to be like, yo, why he got them jeans and some whack jeans? Mm-hmm. Or why he got them sneakers? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think just the older I got, the more bills I started to pay. Mm-hmm. And the more I realized, like, ain't nobody helping me pay these motherfucking bills. Mm-hmm. So
I mean,
so I realized, like, hey, I don't care what anybody thinks because it only matters to me. And, and like I said, it was one of the most freeing days of my life when I realized I'm going to just do what I want to do. And whoever don't like it,
fucking well.
I mean, I ain't going to lie. There's but certain people in my life that I would like to, them to like me, or I got friends and family, close friends and family. But for the most part, if those people that love you, they accept your uniqueness. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it like this though, Gus. That's a masculine way of thinking. I don't give a fuck what they think about me. I don't give a fuck what they say about me. I'm going to do what I want to do. That's not a feminine approach to those things. That's not a sensitive approach to that. The problem nowadays, when we talking about masculine men, is that a lot of men give a fuck about things that they shouldn't get that much focus and attention from them. Like, give a fuck about your future.
I think you hit on a very, very good point. Because I think about when I was growing up and before our generation, because our generation, we came out with Jordans and Timbs and we carried with people. The previous generation, they didn't care that much what they look like on a regular. I mean, they got fresh death when they went out, the suits, the Crocs, all that other shit. But during a week, ain't nobody care. You know what I mean? There was they didn't have to have name brand work boots on.
No.
They wore a white tee, some beat up shirt or whatever. If they, I guess if they was a businessman, they did have a nice suit or whatever. But in general, they were working class guys that, they didn't have to show off for anybody. Instead of having to pay, all this money for some sneaks, they wore they minimum wage job. Like, you got expensive shoes going to a minimum wage job. They took that money and put it back in the family, or put it, saved it, or did something good with it. You know what I mean?
So what I'm saying is, Gus, who's responsible for teaching our kids the importance of appreciating what you got and not, not being too concerned about wanting to impress people?
I'm tired of going back to this whole damn father thing because I feel like a broken record. But as I think about it, you could say parents. But if your mother says it to you, she's not giving you that example. As far as you may say, I'm a young man. I don't need these high price sneakers. But you're not looking at your mom as your male figure. But if you look at your dad, who may make good money, may not, but he's confident in himself, and you see him not having to worry about, the name on the side of his sneakers, but he's taking care of the house, taking care of the family, you're going to look at him like, you know what? I agree. If mom says it to you, you be like, mom don't know nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mom, you old school. You don't know nothing. True indeed.
But if you see your dad, like, look, dad is holding down the crib. We got food in the fridge. You know what I mean? I'm going to listen to dad because dad got his wax shoes on, but he still provided.
So it sounds like to me, once again, that it all comes back to men being fathers and men not being absent in the lives of our children. And that's what's going to, I guess, re-energize masculinity. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. When I have my son, if you lost a football game, you lost, bro. That trophy ain't coming in this house. That participation trophy, bro.
That little itty bitty thing.
Yeah, we tossing that, baby. We gonna get us a real trophy, or we gonna keep working at it. You know what I mean?
Or you just try something that's gonna get you a trophy,
yeah,
or a medal. You know what I mean? Look, brother, you gonna have to read some books. You're gonna have to type on this computer.
Yeah,
do something else.
We're gonna have to keep everything a being like. Son, you lost that fight, cool. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off. And, if you feel like you want to get something tomorrow, you go get something tomorrow. And if you lose tomorrow, then we need to think that maybe we just can't beat this person.
Yeah, because I remember, I don't think it's the same way now, but there was one point in time, sneaking somebody was just as bad as losing. It was, like you only won because you snuck him.
Yeah, like you snuck him, and then you ain't even really dogging when you snuck him, but you got out on him. Nowadays, that's just the norm. Like you walking there just minding your own business. He got the whole camera crew and everything ready. That's what I hate about them fight videos. Like poor young man, he just walking minding his business. He don't even know that this whole shenanigan has been already premeditatedly put together. He's going to get stolen, worked out, and somebody's going to think that's cool.
You know what? I think it's the 50 Cent effect. That's what Jigga said. Y'all cats respect the person who got shot. I respect the shooter. When did this happen? Dude said, I got shot 9 times. Why are you impressed?
Yo, he did make $10 million for somebody damn near killing him. You know what I mean? And we was respecting him for a living.
But at what point in time did it change? Like, at one point, it was like, yeah, we respect, well, we kind of mad because the dude shot you 9 times and didn't kill you, but that's like being at the park, you know what I mean? But like, yo, man, you got your ass whooped. We respect that.
You the man because you got your ass whooped. Nah, bro, it ain't never been like that. It been like, oh, that's the nigga got his ass whooped.
Freaking 50 Cent to mess the game all up.
That could actually be used as an argument to the decline of masculinity. When sympathy for the victim became respect for the victim.
Huh. Makes you think, man.
Seriously, it do. Like, it used to be a time where, like, it was never cool to beat on women. You know what I mean? Like, I done seen fight videos where the mom telling the young guys, yo, get off my car. And the young boy walked up on the other dude's mom and just two-banged the piece, the bop, bop, and put her down.
Yeah, I mean, it was, in general, you just weren't supposed to disrespect a woman at all.
You wasn't supposed to disrespect elders at all. Like we could run around the streets and thug it, but older men and women, leave them alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Damn, I think crack and messed it all up for everybody. Damn it.
I do think that crack has something to do with it as well.
Fucking CIA.
COINTELPRO. Yeah.
Shit worked like it.
Yeah. So, all the people at home that's listening, man, please, continue to support us.
Don't turn your boys into bitches.
Yeah. StayTalkingIsh.com.
Make sure you father your damn children.
Yeah. SoundCloud, Facebook,
Instagram.
iTunes, Instagram. Show us some love and support. Please leave us some comments, man. Give us some feedback. Yo, I'll respond to the comments and the feedback. If you guys want to converse about your thoughts on this podcast, hit us up. I will respond, man. We can have a good verbal interaction. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy the rest of your week.
Shout out to D Rich. I don't know who you are, but you always comment on us.
Oh, that's the broski. Shout out D Rich. Definitely shout out all the people that's been really rocking with us since we've been having this podcast show going. We're gonna continue to, try to bless y'all with good topics and good listening material. Peace.
Peace.